Hi friends, this is Suzy, your Candy Crush guru, here to help you solve the puzzle of level 4886 in Candy Crush Saga. And if you find these videos helpful, I'd ask that you consider liking and subscribing. So this is a special dedication to Susan, who let me know that she's stuck on this level, where we have 20 moves to clear out 140 jelly, and her primary concern is the keys. So I took a look at this last night when I only had like 2 lives available. Just to explore and find things out. And I did. Man, did I find things out. I found that my normal strategy of making moves low to the ground did not work well on this board. What happened is I would make moves like, let's say, this stripe and bring things downward, and it would pool the licorice right in the area where I didn't want it. And, you know, my standard is make moves low to the ground. I have to give up that standard right away. I have to get to this area here. This is where I need to be. And so making moves that take out the licorice, especially that builds up here, is going to be paramount to my success. The other thing is that you have to make sure that you keep track of how many of these layers of sugar test you're taking out. Because on my second try yesterday, I was so close to winning. But I kept trying to take out layers that weren't there. I had opened it up and I thought I still needed to collect keys, so I burned a couple of turns and ended up, losing because of that. The other thing is we've got these wrapped candy dispensers here, but unless we can use stripes to hit them, they're not extremely helpful, so don't rely on that too much. These cutouts are a huge problem. So let's start this, and I'm not going to take this move. I'm going to reach up and take out as much of that licorice as I can. I'm going to move close to the center. So now I only have 1 licorice here as opposed to about 5 or 6 across the board, which is what I have when I start making moves low to the ground. So now I do this and I'm starting to collect those keys right away. The other thing that I did is I looked to see how frequently the keys show up, and it's every 3rd turn. So you have to it's best if you can plan for that. So I know that if I were to take out all green here, a key would not drop down. I have to take 3 turns. I have to take 2 turns, and on the 3rd turn that'll work. 2, and now I could forestall a bit, but I want to get those keys quickly. So I'm going to take out green. That'll give me this. Unfortunately, it turned out to be green, which then means I just stripped the board of all the green. So that's a bit of a problem. So 1, 2. Now this is the one where I should get another key, right? 3. I only have 1 key left to get. So the moves that I make now can be moves in other parts of the world here. Because I don't need to work under here yet. So that's 1. I still have a licorice on the board. I don't see a really spectacular move to be made here. So let's go ahead and do this. 2, and then we'll do 3. That gives me a key. Now I've collected it, and I have 7 moves left to play cleanup with the 72. Am I going to make it? I don't know. This is a super hard level. But so much easier to work with 7 moves as opposed to 1 or 2 or 3 moves, which is what I had when I worked low to the ground. So I do this, and then that wrapped slid out. I'm going to go right in the center here, try to get these things. Actually, I should have slid off to the side because that's the double thick, only 1 layer thing. So I made a mistake there. I can do a color bomb or I can do a stripe. I'm going to go for the color bomb. And hope that, oh, well, that's kind of nice. Color bombs beget color bombs and other specials. Look at that beauty right there. So I could do this. If this were a stripe, I would take this. There's a lot of blue lined up here. Unfortunately, when we've got a wrapped candy, they seem to have extra gravity. They're so heavy and they fall down to the ground and they don't really help us much. Now, I still will have some double thick stuff here. But maybe not, because this stripe is going to take out some of that, and I should get a lot of cascading. I'm going to do this combo. There we go. So I have one left. And and it's a bad spot normally, but look at this. Boom. So that's how I beat this level. It took me under 5 tries because I found a strategy counter to most strategies I use on most levels, or that strategy I use on most levels, which is to make moves low to the ground. Now you have to work on that pipe there. You don't want that pool of licorice to show up right where you need to be. Now, I will also say that I got a bit of luck because even when you even when you have that strategy in mind of what you are going to do, sometimes the board doesn't cooperate. When we've got so many blockers on the board, sometimes you're trying to get to that spot and you're doing the right things, but it's a super hard level and things might just not match up. So also persistence is going to be key here. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.